The Thanksgiving turkey is the centerpiece of any holiday meal, and getting it just right can be a daunting task. So joining us today is Chef Kyle Andresen from the Wesson Test Kitchen to share his expert tips and tricks for preparing a legendary deep fried turkey that is sure to wow guests on Thanksgiving. Thank you for joining us, Chef. Great to see you.
Hey.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So preparing a Thanksgiving turkey, man, let's just talk about it. It can be intimidating for a lot of home cooks. What are some key steps for prepping that turkey before deep frying it?
Well, deep frying a turkey is an incredibly fast process, but that process actually starts about 5 days before we want to serve it. So the most important part here is getting that turkey home. So for me this holiday, I'm going to be picking up my turkey on the Saturday. I'm looking for a 10 to 12 pound turkey. I'm also going to get my oil at the same time. I'll need about 4 gallons of Wesson oil for this. So we're going to get that turkey home, and we're going to put it in the fridge, and we're going to just give ourselves that full 3 or 4 days to totally defrost that turkey in our fridge. It's the most important step, is having our turkey totally defrosted and ready to go.
Yeah, and I know you've partnered with Wesson for this one, and we're talking about maybe the choice of oil, which is something that I have to be honest, I don't really often consider. I'll just grab kind of whatever oil is calling to me from the shelf. From your chef perspective, why does the choice of oil matter for flavor and texture?
Well, it's the number 2 ingredient in deep frying a turkey, so we want to make sure that we're using a quality product. So because we're cooking a turkey, we want a nice, clean, neutral oil, so at the end of frying, we taste our turkey and not the oil. So that's why I'm choosing Wesson oil for this process.
Yeah.
So can you kind of walk us through your method for deep frying a turkey? It seems intimidating.
Well, we've already taken care of the most important step. Our turkey's defrosted. So now it's Tuesday or Wednesday before Thanksgiving. I can grab that turkey out of my fridge, totally defrosted. Most important step. Now we're going to figure out how much oil we need to use. So we can open up that turkey out of the package. We don't need the neck or the giblets for this. We're going to dip our turkey into our turkey frying pot, totally submerge it in water, and then just mark that water line with a piece of tape. Now we know exactly how much Wesson oil we're going to need later on in the process. We can take our turkey out of that water, transfer it to a cookie sheet or a wire rack. We're going to totally dry it off with a paper towel. Then we're going to season it up. So I'm going to take my turkey, totally season it inside and out with a nice kosher salt. The reason we're seasoning our turkey today is we want all that salt to go into our turkey so that it's perfectly seasoned. If we season our turkey right before we put it in the fryer, most of that salt's just going to fall off and do nothing for us. We're going to take that turkey uncovered, put it in our fridge, 24, 48 hours. It's going to dry out completely. That's super important. Now, if the big day comes, we're going to take our pot, take our Wesson canola oil, fill it up to our previously marked line, another huge part of the process out of the way, the perfect amount of oil. Heat that oil to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, slowly dip that turkey into the oil. Because we've taken so much care to make sure our turkey is dry, it shouldn't splatter or overflow. So this is another stress point taken care of. We're going to cook that turkey for about 3.5 minutes per pound, probably less than 45 minutes. At the end of that timer, take our turkey out, check the breast and the thigh, make sure we're 165 degrees Fahrenheit. You've got a perfectly cooked turkey. Let it rest 30 minutes or an hour while we take care of the rest of the preparation. You've got dinner on the table.
Oh, delicious.
Man, to say my stomach is growling is an understatement.
Right?
That looks delicious.
Now, I would imagine that kind of frying an entire turkey requires quite a bit of oil. So can you talk about how to properly filter and then store the oil for reuse after cooking?
Yeah, we can definitely reuse this oil at least one more time, and that's a huge part of this. So the next day, once our oil is totally cool, we can filter it through a nice fine mesh strainer, put it back in the jugs that we poured it out of, store it in your fridge or freezer, and it's good for about a month or so. I'm going to be using my oil again at Christmas to fry another turkey for my family. So at least 2 uses we can get out of this oil.
I love that.
That's a really good
Reduce,
idea.
reuse, recycle, reuse that oil.
Absolutely.
Fantastic
Exactly.
tip. Yeah,
Where
love
can
it.
we go for more info and tips on this?
You can head to purewesson.com. We have the whole process laid out to take all the stress out, and you too can have a perfect holiday turkey.
Oh, man.
Awesome.
I'm going to do it. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you,
thank
Chef. Thanks for joining
you.
us.
Go for it.
Great tips.
Yes,
Thanks for having me.
absolutely. Thank
Yeah,
you so
for
much.
sure. Now, you said you hope your family was watching this segment so they can get it right.
Yes,
this
because
year.
we always do. We have a huge party at Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
3 turkeys, 2 of them deep fried this year. So
Oh.
Chuck, take notes.
It's Chuck that
It's
needs to be
Chuck.
writing this down.
Yep.
Okay, Chuck, you heard it here. Chef Kyle's got all the tips.
Chef Kyle, yes, absolutely.
great.